Former Cuban leader Fidel Castro will appear on Cuban television and radio this evening to discuss his belief that the world is on the verge of nuclear war. Castro believes that nuclear war will soon break out, sparked by a conflict between the United States and Iran over international sanctions against Iran's nuclear activities. To learn what the Bible says about the coming nuclear war, stay tuned for this edition of Politics and Religion.
Look, there are two things I don't discuss: politics and religion.
In my house, we don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion.
I'll talk to you about anything except politics and religion.
I never talk about politics and religion.
Politics determines how we'll live here on earth. Religion determines how we'll live forever. I'm Irvin Baxter. I think it's time we talk about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it simply cannot be ignored when a longtime leader of Cuba is going on national television and radio to declare that a nuclear war is coming. That is what's going to be happening tonight. Castro says a nuclear war will soon break out, sparked by a conflict between the United States and Iran over international sanctions against Iran's nuclear activities. Castro went on to explain that he reached his dire conclusion based in part on observing what happened as the political leader that I was during many years, some 49 years or so, confronting the U.S. empire, its blockades, and its unspeakable crimes. So Castro has been writing about this. Now he's upping the ante. He's going on national television and national radio to warn the people of Cuba, but beyond that, the people of the entire world, that in his opinion, the world is on the brink of nuclear war. Now, we might take this for the ravings of a senile old man if it were not for the fact that there's a prophecy in the Bible that a war is about to break out. It will be nuclear, and it is coming from the Iranian part of the world. Just so you can see this for yourself, it's found in the book of Revelation, chapter number 9, verse 13 through 15. It explicitly talks about a war that will kill, think of this, 1/3 of the human race. Does such a war have to be nuclear? Certainly. You're not going to have a war that wipes out over 2 billion people. Now, this is so huge that it's hard to talk about and maintain any level of credibility, because immediately we say, wait, I can't accept that. I cannot believe that. And yet it's right here in the Bible. Let me actually read it for you. That way you know that I'm telling you the truth. It's Revelation 9, verse 13. It's talking about the 7 trumpets of the book of Revelation. There are 3 sevens in the book of Revelation: the 7 seals, the 7 trumpets, the 7 vials. This is under the trumpets. And the trumpets, all except one of them, symbolize wars that will break out. In verse number 13, it says, "And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, Loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, a day, a month, and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men." There it is. It's beyond comprehension that this event is going to trigger a war that will kill 1/3 part of men. That's the way the King James says it. And when I saw that, I thought, maybe that means 1/3 part of the men that will participate in the war. So I went to other versions for clarity. And the next one I went to said 1/3 part of mankind. And then the next one said 1/3 part of all the people on the earth. All of them said the same thing. I was not misunderstanding. I was hoping I was wrong, frankly, because World War II was our greatest conflict ever. Prior to the 20th century, there had never been one war with 1 million fatalities. Then came World War I, 1914, 8.2 million dead. Then came World War II, 1939. And in that war, we had 52 million dead. Now think about it. 6,000 years of human history and never one war with 1 million fatalities. We hit the enlightened 20th century and we have 8.2 million dead in World War I, 52 million World War II. And then this prophecy that World War III, the next war, is going to kill 2.2 billion, 40 times World War II. It is an ominous prophecy. And believe me, I wish I were wrong. But the reason I'm talking to you about this today is because a man who has rubbed shoulders with the leaders of the world over the last 50 years has faced down the United States of America all during that time as the leader of the little communist regime called Cuba. Now he is taking the trouble to go on live television and radio this evening, warning that the world is on the brink of nuclear war. Now, I'm not going to take all the time to go into the theology of why this sixth trumpet prophecy is the next scheduled event in the prophecies in the Bible to be fulfilled, but it is. If you want to know all the details, you can certainly order our DVD, World War III. It's available to you by calling 1-800-END-TIME. It's just entitled World War III. So it's very important for us to realize what's going on. Now, this war is going to happen. I'm not saying it might happen. These prophecies are set in stone. They are going to happen. The prophecies always come to pass. This is going to come to pass. And when it does, 1/3 of mankind will be destroyed. Now, notice that the prophecy says the war will emanate from the Euphrates River. There are these 4 angels bound in the river Euphrates, and these angels are prepared for a particular hour, day, month, and year. And their mission is to slay the 1/3 of mankind. Now, what's it talking about when it says these angels are bound? Well, angels in the Bible are spirits. They are spirits that when they're loose, they influence the minds of world leaders. They influence the minds of the people of the world. But it's interesting, they're bound in the river Euphrates because the Euphrates River is in the Middle East. It starts in Turkey, goes down through Syria ways, and then about 60 or 70% of the Euphrates River is